All right, hey y'all. Sorry, it's been a while. Um, so spirit when you don't have time and it just channel messages to you while you're trying to get things done. For some of you, it takes me a while for shopping because I use the app No Thanks because I don't want to be a genocidal fucking contributor. So it's just funny as I'm doing that, he's channeling, like, come on, do it now, press record. So yeah, that's a message for all of you. Like, even if it takes you time, and it's just it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're saying no to genocide. You're saying no, and you're only going to companies that are, you know, they're not doing fucked up shit. So it's definitely a channel message for someone, but that's not the channel message. But could be mixed with for our collective liberation. Use the app. No thanks. There's other apps as well. Use them. Take your power back. Break the curses yourself. That's how it works. Okay. Say no to genocide. Say no to child labor. Say no to fucking no new motherfucking iPhone motherfucking shit. Do not get the motherfucking iPhone. If you need a phone, reuse, get something else. Stop saying yes to fucked up shit, evil. And also, after you use it, you get used to it. You end up remembering the brands that are good, that no thanks, that tells you, okay, that one's okay to buy. And then that's it, you remember, and it also becomes faster. But some of them, like let's say your kids or other people, you want to change your diet or something like that, and you want to use other products and other things, that's fine. Just get back into that routine of using the app and not contributing to genocide. And every time you say no to generational curses, all this fucked up shit, like you are the contributor of the end of the empire. Make that your confirmation. I'm just walking around to find what I'm looking for. And 8 is a karma energy. Break the curse. Break it. I'm telling you. You also see a shift in your finances. You see that you get more stable. You see that you get healthier for some reason. Listen to that gut that is telling you to boycott. Okay? Stop buying from Nike. Stop buying from McDonald's. Stop buying from all these motherfucking brands. I'm telling you. It's life changing. Stop saying like, oh, I just need to give myself a treat. What treat? Genocide and knowing the child labor and what's that treat? A lot of you buy expensive stuff for what? Because you want to feel yourself what? Is that satisfactory for what? For like a day? Meanwhile, there's children doing labor for you so that you can get that product, so that you can have that satisfaction for one day. That is so stupid. A lot of you know what to do. You know what you need to do, but you're not doing it because why? It makes you uncomfortable. Oh, okay. I hope it does. I hope genocide and all this motherfucking evil that you guys are accepting with your own money, with your tax money, okay? I hope, a lot of you, where's your conscience? Like that has a karmic debt, Like a lot of you, I'm telling you, it's the worst fucking karma. You get disease, your finances go down, like everything. God is like not anymore. That's the energy here. A lot of you are going to be replaced. There's a replacement energy as well. Yeah, so there's this energy of replacement and someone fleeing for being replaced or being caught. Like, there's gonna be a persecution, and Father God is warning all of you, or all these people who are prosecuting these war criminals, they're gonna flee. They're gonna fake their death or something like that. Or something like that. He keeps saying that. And also, other people are going to be replaced. You know who you are. Like, there's like a replacement or something like that. Like, I don't know, there's a replacement. Like a lot of you didn't do the work, didn't do anything, stay in a stock at karma, you're still doing bullshit kakalaka. Some of you, for example, I don't know, this is weird, but let's say you're manifesting something and you haven't done the work that we're all supposed to be doing to collect the liberation for everybody and equality, you're not getting it. You're not. And that's the karma. Like a lot of people underestimated a lot of you, All right, so let me give you an example fast as I have to go. For example, Father God and Spirit keeps telling you to stop buying from Starbucks. That's an example. That counts on the boycott list, and also in the spiritual realm, it's breaking generational curses. So every time you contribute to an entity, a death cult, that you know that is doing not only genocide or evil shit in the world, or you're trying to be ignorant, or you know about it, but you're like, oh well, that's not my problem. I'm just gonna, and let's say you're manifesting for some of you ladies you want to have a baby. Others of you, a father figure wants to have a new job or wants to manifest a new job. But Father God keeps telling you to boycotting Starbucks. He's telling you to stop buying McDonald's to your kids. He's telling you, and you're not doing it, that's on you. That's why it's free will. And a lot of you, that's what I'm here to expose. That conscience, that voice of reason, like a lot of you do try to ignore, that's Holy Spirit within a lot of us who are doing this type of work that a lot of people don't want to do. And yes, it's tedious, it's long and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, once you build a habit of boycotting brands that you know that are fucked up, right? Like you're supposed to boycott anything from the UAE, right? To, help the Sudanese as well, right? And in the Congo, fuck with the fucking iPhone, Apple, and all that shit. Start using other tech companies, other Google, like not just Google, like a lot of that stuff. Like a lot of us, that work that a lot of us, like Spirit, is asking us to do, we're not doing it because it's too hard. But that's what the system, the beast, it's counting on. That you're gonna be too lazy to do the work, and that's what they continue. You are saying, you're consenting. Yes, that's what capitalism is. Every time you use your money, you're consenting to evil entities that you know are fucked up, because capitalism only benefits 1% and they're fucked up. They're psychopath, right? So every time you say that, you're saying, yes, you can continue abusing, you can continue doing child labor. And it's not just, that's the thing. It's like a lot of you keep thinking that it's outside of you, that you are in the West, that you're okay and stuff like that. No, you're not. Look at the USA. All that shit that they ignored, that they kept saying, is coming right back to them. And a lot of you in Canada, Europe, you're not, nevertheless. So a lot of you speak, also not only speaking up and talking about this, and never stop talking about Palestine, because they're counting on that, especially those in the online media spaces. Do not stop talking about Palestine. They're counting on you to getting tired, not get it. Like, they really underestimated a lot of you, okay? They really thought that you would get tired by now. Do not. Recharge, do what you gotta do, and get back at it, okay? That's what a lot of us, we have to stop. And like, especially those who are constantly updating and reporting and stuff like that, please check out my Telegram. Please check on the YouTube channel. Please check all the outlets. I do also post on the IG, on Instagram as well, okay? I have other platforms as well that I'm constantly sharing updates and stuff. My community is not gonna be fed propaganda and bullshit. I want clarity, truth, and justice, and that's the frequency I'm staying. If this bothers you, then you're not in that energy. And that's why you're in a karmic energy, and that's why you will be replaced. Yes, I know. Truth hurts. But a lot of you need to understand that your energy, your assignment that you were supposed to do here, if you're not doing it, you will get replaced. And you will get cut off from protection, and you will get cut off from finances, and you will be in health situations, multiple ones. Especially, he keeps saying those who are constantly like having multiple sex partners and stuff like that, there is a karmic energy for you too in that one. And that one's the worst. That's the worst. Because a lot of you, it's like you're cutting your own blessing, your own tree. From a committed happiness and fulfilling mission and fulfilling blessing, a lot of you cut off your own blessing. And now you're watching that blessing being with someone else. The worst thing that is happening to a lot of you is being replaced, right? Well, yeah. Especially you didn't do the work, right? A lot of you will be replaced at work, okay? You're not expecting this. Father God told you to boycott Starbucks and McDonald's and all that stuff. You didn't do it. You're getting replaced. That's the example that I'm giving, but that's just in a micro scale. Others of you in a big scale, right? Yeah, that's the energy as well. There's also a masculine energy who stay in karmic veil. He keeps saying that this karma keeps doing satanic rituals on this person. Like, and a lot of you got out of your way to warn this person. A lot of you went through karma because Father God told you, don't help them. Don't read their energy. Do not do it. And you did it. So now a lot of you pay that karmic debt for helping it, and they still didn't believe you. And now it's too late. They believe you now, but it's too late. They're stuck. And a lot of you, that energy is being replaced by the person that person was supposed to be that, and they know what you deserve, but now you're going to get what you deserve, but with someone else, not with them. And they're going to stay stuck in that karmic loop, and that's karmic energy. It's too late now. And a lot of you, it's too late for whatever it is that you're doing, because the job is done. Now just sharing, just share the donations, share the families, help out. That's it. The work is done. At least save yourself with that minuscule, so the karma, it's not that big, because a lot of you, your karma, your negative karma is fucking huge. You won't be able to handle it. That's the message.
You know how we say things like indigenous people being allowed to steward the land that they are meant to be protecting and caring for is just gonna make life better for everyone. The concentration camp that they have built and have continued expanding in the Everglades has just been ordered to be shut down because the 𝓂𝓃Channel tribe, who are the natives of the Everglades, proved in a lawsuit that the detention center, concentration camp, was built without the legally required environmental reviews or tribal consultation and threatened sacred lands and wildlife. If you don't know much about the 𝓂𝓃Channel people, they are a tribe of about 600 people, maybe a little bit more, living in South Florida. 600 natives took down a fucking $600 million concentration camp that this government put up while the rest of us were fucking sleeping. Not for us, even though we all get to benefit from this no longer existing soon, but for the land. If you hear the way indigenous people speak of the lands that they belong to, we all sound the same. The 𝓂𝓃Channel talk about how their survival is thanks to the land. That during war times, colonization, the land protected them. And now, even though this is something they were already doing, they live their life protecting the land. I'm not going to speak on behalf of anyone, so here is a brief history of the 𝓂𝓃Channel tribe on their native lands, directly from members of the tribe.
Talk a little bit about the significance of this land and why it is so important to you and your people.
We're only here because of this land. It protected us, it saved us during the war times.
Talk a little bit about the relationship between the 𝓂𝓃Channel and the gators.
So from time to time, hard times, sometimes gators will be hunted, so that way there's sustenance for us. As they built the highway, when our people were hunting, they noticed, hey, these non-natives driving past, they're stopping to watch us hunt the gator. That's when we started doing alligator wrestling, which was adapted from traditional gator hunting techniques, but obviously so it could keep the gator alive now. And that's where this whole sport of alligator wrestling started, which is really more of a show, not so much a sport. But it gives us an opportunity to stay connected with nature and to teach others outside of here how nature is, because these guys are incredibly misunderstood. And it's also a reminder that no matter how much you think things are in control, nature is still able to one-up you.
As the 𝓂𝓃Channel have been in this area and in the Everglades, the modern world out there has continued to evolve. So talk about what some of the biggest challenges have been for the tribe and the rest of, say, South Florida, for example.
Well, a lot of it's encroachment and also water quality, right? And I think that's become a bigger issue now as more people have moved to Florida. They're beginning to recognize the importance of the Everglades. That's where they get their drinking water from and everything. So I think people are starting to hear our voice a little more on that. We've been raising the alarm for a long time. And it's good that people are starting to listen now, and we're ready to educate them as well.
We're putting more effort into outreach and educating government officials because there's a lot of important decisions that are about to be made. For example, the wilderness designation of Big Cypress, that's an issue that's ongoing. Wilderness, the way this country approaches it, basically says that, oh, this piece of land we want to designate as wilderness, no habitation by people, no impact by people, basically saying that there's no history of humanity there. And we've been living in Big Cypress for centuries. My grandmother, Peggy, she's almost 100 years old. She lives in the camp still. And to think like they want to disconnect her and us from that land and act like we haven't been present, like she was born out there, not in a hospital. It's important that we let people know what's really at stake because a lot of people don't understand that. If we don't have Big Cypress accessible to us, that's where we hold our ceremonies. That's where we get medicine. That's where we get resources to build our homes, our traditional homes, our chickees and things like that. If the Everglades is not helped, if it's not cleaned up, those aquifers, they get polluted. Millions and millions of South Floridians are going to be out of water. So that's like high level stuff we have to keep in mind. It's not just us we're trying to protect and benefit from. It's the outside population as well that we're looking out for in the end.
There are so many things and reasons, in addition to shutting down a concentration camp, that are proof of the world being better when indigenous people lead.
I was outside the Israeli embassy yesterday, and my guy said to me, there's Zionists on that side of the protest. And I said, how many? And he said, about 20. And I thought, of all the places where you'd expect them to show up, like we're outside the embassy of the so-called Jewish state. I can see a fucking flag from here. Of all the places you'd expect them to show up, they can get 20 guys. I need you to understand that no matter how insurmountable this process, this struggle may feel at times, no matter how many billions are pumped into this killing machine, nobody gives a shit about Israel. Nobody gives a shit about Israel. What these people don't seem to understand is that you cannot keep colonizing people in the age of smartphones. It doesn't work like that. People are not stupid. And their only response to this is to keep throwing money at a problem that you cannot solve with money and to become increasingly abrasive in their violence. Somebody said that the objective of Hasbara, Israeli propaganda, is not to convince you. Because they cannot convince you. They don't have an argument. It's to distract you. And that's why it's so bad. The Israeli Foreign Ministry received a budget increase of $150 million this year. And this is what they came up with. Bro, the text isn't even aligned. The Israeli Foreign Ministry is calling up 400 international delegations, comprising of like 5,000 people to produce pro-Israel propaganda. But you cannot put a PR bandage on the damage that you've done. It's over for them. It's over for them. Hasbara is dead. As far as on the battlefield of ideas go, it's over for them because they never had a coherent ideology to begin with. All they've had is violence in the dark, and now that violence has come to light. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. They've already lost. They've already lost, and they know it. Because the fact is that Israel is calling up 130,000 army reservists to commit a full-scale ground invasion, depopulation, and complete destruction of an area that the IPC has confirmed is in a famine. This is the definition of Israel, by the way. Israel is waging war against 1 million people in a famine that it has created. There's no PR bandage that you can put on that. People are going to say, fuck you forever. And the world has said, fuck you forever.
When I say that black people are the Indians, I'm telling the truth. We are the goddamn Indians. We've been the Indians the whole time. Your ass has been living under a false ass history.
There's a really strange phenomenon happening on social media where a very small group of African Americans are claiming to be the real Native Americans in the United States. And if that claim seems to be completely outlandish to you, you're not alone, because it's actually pseudo-archaeology, which is the practice of interpreting the past using methods, theories, or assumptions that directly contradict archaeological and scientific methods. These narratives often distort, misrepresent, or completely fabricate evidence to uphold their claims. Their arguments are all over the board and harmful to indigenous people because they are steeped in white supremacy and settler colonialism. Let's take a look at a few of their arguments and dismantle them. First, the Siberian argument. They like to make the argument that indigenous people are not truly indigenous because we are the descendants of the ancient people who migrated from Siberia 15 to 30,000 years ago. Let me put that in context for you. 15,000 years ago, the Ice Age was still happening. Woolly mammoths and saber-toothed tigers were still roaming the earth. The Sahara Desert was still green. And if you want to apply that argument to anyone else here, right now, let's take white Americans, for example. You would have to call them Middle Easterners because Europe at that time was under ice. The Siberian argument reeks of settler colonialism because it erases native history and works to destabilize native land rights and legal protections. Because if no one is truly indigenous, then there are no obligations, no treaties to uphold, no lands to return, and no justice to pursue. The next round of arguments they like to deploy revolves around the Dawes Rolls, which I hope they know is a colonial tool, not a sacred record to determine who is or who isn't native. The Dawes Rolls were created to dismantle tribal nations and assimilate us into white settler society. People were categorized in racist and strategic ways. The rolls are useful for better understanding U.S. policy, not for defining indigeneity. One of the more disturbing arguments that these folks like to make is that Native American children were sent to boarding schools to learn how to replace and be the real natives. Like you, it takes me a lot of mental gymnastics to even consider that as a reality, because the boarding school era is a very well documented and traumatic event that happened to Native kids who were forced to be at these schools to assimilate into white society. The bottom line is, we know the truth. Native people have been in relation to this land for at least 15,000 years and at most 30,000 years. And in that time, we developed thousands of ways to say 𝓂𝆃Channel, Mother Earth and Father Sky. The bones of our ancestors are here and nowhere else in the world. That is why, to this day, Native people will always be at the front lines of environmental activism, protecting the water, defending the sacred, and demanding for land back. Because indigeneity doesn't come from governmental designations. It comes from here.
Okay, part 2, or hopefully you see all the videos that I was supposed to show in a channel message. So Father God keeps saying, or for a lot of you, spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it, whoever you connect, okay? Please use your discernment. But a lot of my videos right now are going to be mixed with channel readings, and also to clarify in truth and justice, but also with other content creators. So please, these are divinely guided as well. These are people who doesn't necessarily have to be like spiritual or something like that, but then again, we're all spirit here, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so a lot of you, I'm hearing when you know better, you do better, right? So a lot of you, you're learning about all the movements and what you have to do and stuff like that, but also it's like not keeping quiet, because silence is complicity, okay? So it's the same energy as a lot of you went out of your way to try to explain someone what's going on in the background. A lot of you have divine feminine energy, high priestess, whether male or female, doesn't matter. A lot of you finish paying that karmic debt that you had because you try to help this person. It's just that they're not using their intuition, right? So, and they're like, a lot of you have discernment, very intense power energy. You can read an energy like a motherfucker. A lot of you, this is why you feel sick in certain spaces. You can't be in the same energy as demonic entities. It's just what it is. A lot of you trigger a lot of people's demons, especially those who are still to this day like ignorant and trying to like, oh, it's not really, you know, it's very exposed. This is these genocides are the most recorded ever in 4K live stream. Okay, so them saying that they don't know what's going on, or they don't want to be too political, or they don't want to intervene, they are accepting that they are contributors of the beast. That's the point of the capitalism. This is why for them it's uncomfortable. They can't even imagine living in a world that doesn't benefit from suffering and fucked up shit to other people, because for them it's like they're conditioned and programmed that way, and that's just the way it is, right? And that's how we're supposed to accept those things. No, we're not supposed to accept abuse and violence and vile energy and stuff like that. We're supposed to protect, we're supposed to defend ourselves, and we're supposed to, yeah. So the energy that I'm getting is that this person, even though they're aware of the situation, now they're aware, now they realize that whatever they chose, because it is free will, just like any choices that you make in terms of purchasing financially, spiritually, that has an energetic field, it has a frequency. So right away when you guys do stuff that you know you're not supposed to be doing, that we've been telling you for 22 months that there's a genocide in Palestine and these are the brands that you need to boycott, that has a karmic debt. So a lot of you, we are reading karmic energies because a lot of you are ignorant, complicit, and very comfortable with the fact that you know that you can contribute to the end of that, and you decide not to do it because it doesn't make you money. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. And it keeps coming up, this energy, because a lot of you don't want to hear, you want to see evil, no evil, right? Kind of energy. Okay, well, that has a karmic debt. So don't blame anybody when you're going through fucked up shit and then say like, oh, this happened, I'm blaming this person. Or a lot of you try to project to other people. That's on you. Your behavior, your actions, the things that you're doing. A lot of you people underestimated your advocacy superpower, or your cut off energy. A lot of you cut off a lot of things. Others of you, Father God keeps saying that as soon as you block, unfollow certain energy that you thought you had a contract, you did have a contract, it's just they didn't fulfill it. They have to do their own bargain as well. It's a free will. So a lot of you, is very difficult to let go of someone you love, like basically consider them dead, right? Ghost, right? They did the same thing to you. It's just they thought that, for some of you, there's an energy that I'm seeing that this person thought that you will go back to them, or you would chase them or something. Really low vibration, insecure energy. And also trying to like really low vibration, like try to get you jealous or something like that, or like completely move on with someone else. They really thought that was it, and it's not. It's their worst nightmare. That is their karma. Now, a lot of you, this energy that they chose is completely also insecure, very low vibration. They cheat on each other, okay? So a lot of you, this polygamy, blah, blah, blah. That ends the contract automatically, okay? Twin flame, high level soulmate, doesn't matter, okay? Or whoever divine counterpart is, it's divine. If they're not in divine energy, they're not it, okay? Especially if they're still stuck in a karmic loop and making excuses and victimizing, right? Being the victim, right? So that also victimhood of, doing weird shit to other people to hurt them and stuff like that, but then you consider yourself the victim, or you blame the real victims for your violent or whatever use action, that has a karma too, like heavy one. So a lot of you're trying to ignore the message or the truth that's coming out because you know you're guilty, and the guilt and shame is going to be even more intense, embarrassment, and until the conviction comes in. And and a lot of you, the only person that can and our creator, and a lot of you don't want to face the creator. I bet it's a lot of shameful shit that a lot of you, and I'm not perfect, I'm not here to, but there's a serious judgment, and it's keep coming up nonstop. Is because the energy is trying to be censored and suppressed, the knowledge, the wisdom, and that's why he keeps saying, like, when they know better, they do better, and he's seeing that. So a lot of us, we have to do this work. It's our responsibility, because one, people know and aware. The awareness is not only like, how do I say this? Like, awareness is like their liberation internally, and then they can guide themselves. Or a lot of you're guides, so that you can help them not only navigate the physical realm, but spiritual realm. Because a lot of these people are like super high power, and they're using their power for shit, or they don't use it at all, or they're unconscious about it, or they give it to karmic energy, who siphon their energy and take all their powers, and they use it against them. It's really, anyways. Having the energy of truth, clarity, and justice in a system like this is not only beneficial for you when you do the right thing, and also for other people. So think about it this way, that once you are in true clarity and justice, is in the equality energy, the kindness, the compassionate system, sustainability, financial sustainability, no hierarchy and stuff like that. Like, that's gonna happen, but a lot of you are contributors of that. And some of you might not be here to see it, but those descended or those who are after you will, and they will contribute to that. So a lot of us, we don't do stuff for accolades or none of that. We just want other people to have equal rights and justice, and constantly having clarity and no confusion. And like, a lot of you like, oh, bad stuff needed for good things. Again, white supremacy energy, violence, and all that shit, like justifying it through God or words, scriptures, or something like that. Like, a lot of you are not understanding scriptures at all. And also, you're supposed to discern and decolonize that, because Father God keeps saying the same thing. And I know I get a lot of Christian Zionist motherfucking, you guys are brainwasher leeches motherfuckers, like Christian Catholic Zionist fuckers. Damn, man, you guys, no shame, huh? No shame. Well, I'm just a messenger. I'm not here to judge, but there's a God out there, the creator, and he's just like, okay, keep going at it. There's other people like, oh, living off other people's and they call themselves prophets. Fuck. Watch out for prophets or people that haven't talked one thing about what's going on in the world, or they justify or they make excuses to not talk about it to their communities, to educate their communities, but yet they ask them for, buy my products, buy this, share my content. Oh, I have, to try to keep them there and distracting them and stuff like that. They are contributors of the beast, of the toxic death cult beast that we are dealing constantly. Those who are oppressed, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that person that you idolize, that is a high subscribers and all that, and they haven't talked to you about one thing that is going on in the world that could be affecting you, but you're also like, no, I can't say this because I don't want people to look at me a certain way or something like that. You care too much what other people think. Meanwhile, you don't care enough about other people who are suffering from your taxes, from your funding it. And I'm not here to tell people the guilt trip, because that's capitalism and white supremacy as well. I'm saying it in a form of way that you understand, so that you shift and change that behavior, so that you can save yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're only hurting yourself, because you're aware. And the fact that you're aware and you still do it, that's fucked up. There's consequences there. That's the message, okay? Some of you, this person knew that they will hurt you, that they, whatever they did, okay, I'm gonna do person.
This is bombshell testimony. I need you to lock in. I'm not gonna speak in code words, so this video will get suppressed. 2 weeks ago at the Knesset, IDF soldiers gave testimony confirming that they were told to stand down on October 7th. There are only 2 articles, if you search your hardest, from any sort of news source, of course none of them from the US, that reported on this, and both of them lead to an error page. I'm gonna show you right now. August 2nd, okay? A strange order mounting suggests Israel let October 7th happen, right? Leads to a blank page. And this is the second one from August 1st. Strange order evidence grows that Israel let October 7th happen to justify Gaza invasion. Leads to an error 400 page. And if you search it on this app, none of the videos, which are only a couple, have over 1,000 views. This is an example of some of the worst censorship I have seen to date.
אוקטובר, קו המוצב. אצלנו ה7 באוקטובר מתחיל לפני 6:30. אני הייתי לוחם במחלקת מרגמות בגדוד 13, גולני, ובאותו לילה אני, יותם סרור, הסמל שלי תמר בן יהודה, זיכרונו לברכה, שלושתנו עושים לילה לבן. הרשינו לעצמנו בשבתות וחגים במיוחד, לעשות לילה לבן עד לכוננות עם שחר, ואתם יודעים, יש לנו זמן לישון מחלקת מרגמות עד לכוננות הבאה. אז ב-5:20 בבוקר אנחנו יושבים ליד הקשר כדי לא להעיר מאזין, והסמג"ד שלי, ניר בוינפלג, שגם הוא נפצע קשה, וברוך השם הוא שרד, פתאום עולה בקשר בהודעה מוזרה. כל התחנות, לא יודע למה, לא יודע איך, משהו בסגנון הזה, אין סיור בגדר עד 9 בבוקר. באיזה שעה זה? 5:20 בבוקר. כל תחנות נשארים כאן משנה, אז מבחינת קרקע ואויב אין לנו דברים משמעותיים. מבחינת כוחותינו יצא הנחיה מהחטיבה שעד השעה 9 בבוקר מול הערכת המצב, אף כלי לא מגיע לבורמה. ואני חוזר שוב, עד 9 בבוקר ואל מול הערכת המצב, אף כלי לא לבורמה. נמצאים בנקודות זינוק אחוריות, מהנחיית חטיבה, לא יודע בדיוק למה, לא שואל יותר מדי, זאת ההנחיה, זה מה שאנחנו עושים. קצת לפני שהכל מתחיל. ואיתמר דופק לנו פרצוף כזה של... מה? ואתה יודע, אנחנו חיילים פשוטים סך הכל, לוחמים, לא מפקדים ולא קצינים שנוכל לשאול שאלות, זו הוראה של הסמג"ד. מקבלים את הפקודה הזאת ולא שואלים שאלות. הורדת פקודה רגילה. ובאמת, אחרי שעה, 6:30, פתאום אזעקות. תראי, אני אגיד לך את האמת, אני חייתי עם זה מה7 באוקטובר, ומאוד חששתי לדבר על זה, וכשהגעתי לכנסת, זה היה אחרי תקופה ששאלתי כמה שצבא בכירים, מה בעצם קרה שם. והיו כאלה שבהתחלה אמרו לי, תשמע, היה יום צליפה של נונטטים על הגדר, לכן לא רצינו לשלוח חיילים, כדי שלא ייפגעו. ואז עם הזמן קצת נפל לי הסימון, ואמרתי, רגע, אם יש יום צליפה, איך יכול להיות שאני סך הכל 200 מטר מהגדר, לא יודע שיש איום? איך יכול להיות שחברים שלי נלחמים בלי וסט, עם תחתונים וגרביים, ואף אחד לא יודע שיש משהו? אנחנו סך הכל 200-300 מטר מהגדר. ואז זה עוד הפעם ישב לי בראש, ובאמת, הזמינו אותי פתאום לכנסת. הרגשתי שזו ההזדמנות באמת לפתוח את הנושא הזה ולדבר עליו ולהבין בעצם מה קרה שם. והנה, את אומרת, כמו שאת אומרת, הרבה אנשים זה נשמע להם תמוה, ומה בעצם קרה שם. ואנחנו עוד פעם חוזרים לזה, ואני אגיד לך את האמת, איילה, אני חי עם איזשהו חור במוח, מאז ה7 באוקטובר, שמשהו בלב מרגיש לי תשמעי, אני לא יודע מה היה שם, אני רוצה להבין.
Just for a second, become aware of how fucked up it is that civilians have to protest. That you're surrounded by politicians and corporations that make it necessary that you speak up. We are the children. Politicians and the government, the corporations should be the parents, but somehow we're supposed to demonstrate and make the world work. We're marching from the main station in Leipzig to the airport in Leipzig, where they fucking ship weapons. Why is it necessary for us to even speak about this? Are you insane? Can you even fathom the insanity of expecting from the children of a family to make sure that there's food on the table and that there's some level of justice? It's insane. But somehow, sanity doesn't count anymore in the global scale. That's why we have to march and actually demand the fucking basic decency of, you know what? Yeah, maybe there's a Holocaust, but at least I'm not sending weapons. No fucking fucked up Schkeuditz Leipzig airport. Fuck you and your complicity. You will go down in history as being complicit in this Holocaust. Fuck you forever, you will pay for this. And if you see this and you think your voice doesn't matter, every single person here could think that their voice doesn't matter. But every single one makes this mass, just like every single drop in the ocean makes up the ocean. Believe in your voice, believe in your power, and march, boycott, divest, and support military intervention against the genocide in Gaza. Go to protect-palestine.com, inform yourself, and support the motion to actually build and form a military against the most disgusting terrorist and vile entity that exists at this time on this planet, called Shitrahel. Protect-palestine.com and actually be part of the downfall of the US empire and the Shitrahel Zionist empire. Say it loud and say it clear. Fuck Israel!
Europeans coughed up Zionism, the way their inbred monarchies coughed up hemophilia, like a genetic curse born of cousins marrying cousins, in lice-infested castles. Zionism wasn't some grand liberation. It was Europe trying to spit its centuries of anti-Semitic slime into someone else's backyard. For 1,000 years, these dandruff-drenched degenerates forced Jews into ghettos that reeked like their own unwashed bodies, shaved their heads while never washing their own, burned them in streets, then acted shocked when the Jewish question still lingered, and when the Holocaust, Europe's ultimate invention of mass industrial slaughter, left them drowning in guilt. They didn't take responsibility. They didn't hand over Berlin, Vienna, or London for reparations. No, they did what Europe always does when its filth piles too high. They deported the problem, because deportation is Europe's love language. Can't feed your peasants? Ship them to colonies. Couldn't stand your prisoners? Dump them in Australia. Couldn't handle Jews in your midst? Shove Zionism down Palestine's throat. It's the same colonial trick every time. Europe coughs up its garbage and forces someone else to choke on it. And look at the state of the people coughing it up. These weren't enlightened, civilized masterminds. These were people whose kings reeked of incest, whose nobles picked lice from each other's wigs, whose peasants bathed once a year if that, and whose cities were open sewers of plague and piss. Out of that swamp of syphilis and scabies, Zionism was born. Not as salvation, but as a phlegmy hack spat into the heart of the Middle East. The audacity is breathtaking. Europe butchered Jews for centuries, then turned around and said, "Here, Palestine, you deal with it." Imagine torching your neighbor's house, and then tossing the ashes onto a stranger's garden. That's Zionism. Europe created the wound, then exported the infection. The Crusades, colonialism, the slave trade, fascism, apartheid. Zionism is just the newest tumor on Europe's diseased body. So when they say Zionism is about safety, remember, nothing Europe produces is about safety. It's about survival of Europe at everyone else's expense. The monarchs couldn't keep their bloodlines free of cousin love. The peasants couldn't keep their scalps free of fleas. And the continent as a whole couldn't keep its hands free of genocide. Zionism is just Europe's cough, Europe's sneeze, Europe's vomit, all over Palestine. Cope.
So yeah, they really underestimate a lot of you. Okay, for example, part 3 now, it's like this person knew that they will kind of cause some type of harm, maybe slow you down, or they were thinking that if they do this type of behavior, which is very karmic in nature, especially like this is someone who has like love for you now, but it's like for you guys, you're gonna feel it. Use your discernment. You're gonna feel the not only the karmic, right, but you're gonna feel like this person's like biggest fear is that they not only fumble the bag or fumble the blessing or something like that. That's for a lot of you, like a lot of you who are in the pro-Palestine, all like you're getting rid of like all this karmic energy, right? You're seeing the true friends who are not true friends. They don't support you. They don't share any of this stuff. They don't you know, like you feel it, like they unfollow you for a lot of you when you stand up for Palestine or Congo or Sudan, and a lot of you, you're seeing that, like, but why does that bother you when you're supposed, like, why? Because you're courageous. Having courage in a world like this, which a bunch of cowards and narcissists, sadist psychopaths, you are the light. Courage is the light. Truth is the light. Empathy is the light. Clarity is the light. A lot of things are the light. A lot of things that are good that makes you human are the light, right? In a dark, satanic, and disgusting world. So that's why he's saying that you have to make sure that you know your path and you know your mission. So a lot of us, this is why we're here, we're guides. But also we have evolved and become something else. We're changing. Our frequency is constantly changing, especially when you're doing the right thing. And as the consistency change, as they cannot control and manipulate, they will find ways to try to control and manipulate you, get you back into old habits or old things, to get you back into not in alignment. Because when you are in alignment, your vibration higher, and then you collectively raise the vibration of a lot of people. You protect a lot of people from other entities trying to siphon or do weird shit on them. So a lot of you divine feminine, you are a threat to the system. You need to understand that, and you need to protect yourself in any possible way, especially if you're a truth teller, a truth seeker, a seer, prophet. Real prophets, like the real ones, are constantly in this movements or any movements. They want the system to change. They want people to have their humanity, their sovereignty, the things that has been taken from them without their consent. A lot of you, this is your energy. You are a threat, okay? And this is why you have to take responsibility, and this is why you can collude it, your energy, okay? A lot of you, you're using the discernment for the right things, right? Especially in propaganda, news, and stuff like that. So a lot of you, you are contributing or breaking that mold, that toxic system, and you're going through. So a lot of you continue, like, just like the satanic energy, evil said, like, oh, we need to fix their social media algorithm. It's just that he wants to continue hiding the atrocities and genocides that he's doing, or weapon companies are doing, or the tech bros that a lot of you know, idolize. But these are the psychopaths. We have shown you already. Why do you think they're sanctioning the people who are telling you the truth, who are exposing the facts and truth and records to you? A lot of us, like, we're getting suppressed and censored because that's all they can do. Meanwhile, they try to attack you in other ways, and they fucked up. They fucked up their family, they fucked up their lineage, and they know. A lot of you, this is why you haven't felt much spiritual warfare. It's because the people who have tried, they are no longer here. Or they won't be. Or they have lost ways of how to continue to attack you. They have lost legs, they have lost arms. They got a disease. Instant karma. Yeah. They know. Especially people from Meta and all these people, the tech bros, they're scared. A lot of you, government agencies, they're scared of you because they know that whenever they come against you or they do something in the background, fuck with your finances, your health, or try to do some weird ass shit in the background, it goes back to the 10 times full. Father God told me that 2 people that gave me ticket in Justice League and stuff like that, like I'm contesting it and stuff, they already, like, something happened, fucked up to their family or something like that. They know it was because of, they know, like Father God has showed them in dreams that, yeah, it's because you messed with that one. Never forget that. A lot of you, there's people who attack you who know the extent of the protection that you have, and they have turned on their enemies, on your enemies. They have turned on them and have decided to be on your side because they know the karma that is coming. They're trying to alleviate the karma because they know it's going to be, like, intensely. But if they, you know, try to, you know, compensate with God and say, hey, God, I understand now, and try to ask for forgiveness to God, not you, God first. By the way, they see some improvement, but not so much. But at least it's something. Some people are stuck in poverty and constantly paying bills, and money never is, yeah. Some of you, if someone messes with your money or try to block your money, their finances are fucked for life. They know that. They have debts to the mass. They can't pay those days. Some of you, they're going to ask for bankruptcy, and yeah. And they know. Father God has shown them multiple times that it's because they mess with you. I'm speaking with intense divine feminine, divine masculine, high priestess, star seeds. You know who you are, and there's levels of this, right? You guys are labeled in ranks. Some of you have all of them together. It's because you have come here multiple lifetimes. You have lived this multiple lifetimes. You have tried to break the cycle multiple lifetimes, okay? And you are aware of what the outcome is. So this is why your spirit is very intense. This is not for everybody. Now, for a lot of you, this is your second contract with this whatever twin flame energy learning lesson. Yes. Every twin flame that Father God has chosen that is for you, it has failed the task. So they have been replaced. So you have a second one that is being replaced right now. The spirit, basically. So this is why this energy knows it no longer has access to you. The telepathy is cut off. The protection is cut off. Like a lot of you, the cycle is closing. It is the door I see is closing. It's already like almost there, almost closed. So yeah, so that's why I'm saying like yeah, so a lot of you yeah, you're gonna start like getting all these like options. Use your discernment. Like I got approached by 2 sugar daddies. It was funny. One of them is really hilarious, and like they're like, I have no kids and stuff like that. I just want to give to like, you know, and it's really nice. But use your discernment. Like, you're like, no, dude, like not like that, you know. But if they want to buy you stuff and there's nothing, no attachment or anything like that, and you don't have to do anything for them, why not? Like, girl, divine feminines, don't say no to money, okay? Especially like it comes from a genuine person that knows he has money and they want to help you, or like, you know, they see your struggle, they know your story, and they're like, oh fuck, that's so cool. And you know that that's their business, but that's not have nothing to do with you. And then others of you, you get people calling, like trying to get your number or something like that, or trying to date you, or telling you that they're in love with you or something like that. You're like, no, use your discernment. But a lot of you, there's an energy that's coming. This is why the contract, like a lot of you are so loyal. This is why it's so hard for you, and I get it. It's hard for you to let go of someone that you love. So I'm sharing wisdom to give to you guys, sharing from experience of many lifetimes, but it could be this lifetime, you know. But yeah, it's gonna take a little while to recover from that because you're loyal and honest and stuff like that. So this energy, for a lot of you, you cannot fathom that this person was deceitful, dishonest, a coward. They cannot stand up for shit. They envy and jealous of your energy or your courage that you're able to, instead of like working with you, right, collaborating with you, and like they decide to do weird shit to lower your energy, because also that too, they feel arrogant enough to think that you wait for them, or that you will accept their abuse or whatever type of abuse. You know who this person is. I don't believe accepting. You have to create boundaries with abusers and forgive yourself, but like you can forgive them, of course, but there's some stuff that you just cannot forgive. I'm sorry, like I'm not that kind of spiritual, like, oh, forgive and forget. Like me and Christ have a debate about that, and he tells me like, yeah, but I did, and I'm like, you did, that's great, because your heart is so freaking big, like you're the son of God, like duh. You can't expect all of us to be okay with murder. Like I am not okay with whoever murder you and crucify you. I will never forgive that person, and I'm not gonna feel any type of weird shame of that. Also the same energy, I'm not gonna be forgiving and all that motherfucking shit with fucking genocidal war criminals who to this day, after 500 years, still haven't taken accountability. Fuck. And guess what? Father God knows that. Spirit, the Son of God, knows that. This is why he asks you to give it to him. That's the whole point of scripture and all that, is that you cannot handle all that fucked up violence that certain fucking motherfucking humans who pretend to be human, because they're honestly, their stuff that they do, it's like, what the fuck? And why do you think that way? Why do you know what I'm saying? Really demonic, satanic, fucked up shit, you know? And like justifying it and thinking it's okay because of their superiority, privilege, and like seniority, like this entitlement. Like that's what white supremacy is. Like a lot of you, that's what it is. That's why they have to shit. That's decolonization. So most of the colonization is for people who benefit from a system like this and justify it. And then a lot of others of you, people of color, I'm speaking, and I know it's coming. But you also have to, I'm saying as a point of me that I know I have privilege because of my skin color and stuff like that, but I also don't have a lot of privileges because I'm still a mixed Latina, black, half Haitian, and indigenous. I know that. But just because the color gets me a little bit closer to white, I get a little bit of privileges, but not even. I still get rejected and stuff like that, or being called whatever, or for my spirituality, like, of what I believe and stuff like that. Like, they consider me like a witch or something like that, which is the lower vibration energy. But it's like, I know I'm not. So it's like, okay, I guess you're talking about yourself, right? You're projecting. Because people who are in an energy of wanting other people to be better and stable and good and healthy, just like you are, because that's what it is. And then you have courage and strength to stand up for others, care for others, that's the highest form. Loving another person as like, that is what that is. But not loving another person as you love yourself, but also having boundaries, understanding what boundaries is. I think it's a healthy boundary when you forgive and not forget certain stuff, certain lessons, so it doesn't repeat again. Genocide? Yeah, look what happened when you just forget. And forget the basic lesson that never ended really. That just like a transform or like fucking, and it's more vile now. Disgusting. These weapons, machinery, these companies, like a lot of you, that's what we need to work on. Stopping those machine companies from shipping and going into Gaza to kill and bomb children and people, and we are normalizing this. Do not. I refuse, I reject, I rebuke it in the name of Jesus, any apathy or lack of empathy and accepting genocide and vile things and sexual violence and all kinds of fucked up shit. Forgive and forget? People who accept that, knowing that we're supposed to know the truth and you still do nothing about it. You don't communicate with other people. You don't talk to your MPs. You don't boycott. You don't do the work that most of us are doing because a lot of us, we feel helpless. That's what it is. It's because other people don't want to do the work. They make it harder for us. Even though we are not only liberating us and liberating them as well. Because that's how it works. It's called equality, reciprocity. It's Six of Pentacles. Charity. But this shouldn't be like a charity thing. Like, a lot of us is insane that we have to constantly advocate, call them, like, to the people that we already know are doing the atrocity, that they're taking money from war criminals and machineries and all this fucked up shit, and we're telling them to stop. We're doing all this work, and now they're policing and all this shit coming. Like, why? Because we know the truth of what you're accepting and we don't want to accept, but you work for us. Our taxes, like, what the fuck? A lot of you take your power back. You want to break the system? That's how you do it, on a collective liberation community way, together. Build mutual aids with your community. If you're stopping certain work or jobs and stuff like that, they're not contributing to the health of our humanity and our planet, y'all. Do not let them get into your mind and thinking that there's nothing that you do that you cannot help end this. Together, we're very powerful, and they know it. So get your power back. Know your power. One of the basic and most minimalistic, honestly, it's boycotting. Get going. Download apps that help you boycott, and you don't contribute to stuff like that, and it's working. I'm telling you, social media is working, everything is working. A lot of you continue donating on a monthly basis to the families in Gaza. Go on my link tree. For those of you who are doing it, thank you so much. They are appreciated. That's another way of forming or breaking generational curse. A lot of you, if you have a financial curse, start giving to other people that don't have what you have. You know who you are. Start doing it. Share. If you can't donate, if you don't have finances right now, but you will, I'm telling you, your finances are going to get better. Everything gets better when you do the right thing for truth, clarity, and justice. Learn the karmic lesson. I'm telling you, you want a better health, you want better finances, you want a better job, you have to start with yourself. not only working internally and stuff like that, and spiritually and consciously, using your money wisely and consciously also helps you too. Right? Don't use the money don't use it for fucked up shit. Break that cycle. Like, a lot of you stay in that healthy energy. Also communicate with families and stuff like that. It's not only just donating. You can talk to them as well. They're real people. You're humans. Show them that you care as well. It's not just financially, but hey, financially works. It keeps them alive and surviving a genocide and apartheid that's supposed to be over now in September, by the way. That's the energy. So these people are just avoiding persecution. So that's the replacement energy. And that's another warning for all those of you. These people are going to flee. Like, everybody who is going to be prosecuted in The Hague, the influencers, the politicians, the billionaires, oligarchs, all these people, they're going to be in prison because they already are in the spiritual realm. It's going to manifest here. They're just the energy of blocking the algorithm and doing all this weird shit is because they know they're coming after them. So yeah, it doesn't kind of come natural for me to say this, but a lot of you will understand. Marica, yeah. Marica, yeah. I heard that from Carol G or something like that. You know, La Bichota. But I kept hearing that Marica, yeah, like, let it end. Let the end karmic cycle end. Like, let the death of the rebirth transformation come in, okay? Like, stop trying to give to something that is already, like, you know. And for some of you, death is not the end. It's just transformation or going to different dimension or different spiritual lessons or guides. Like, a lot of you see death completely different, and some of it's not. They didn't deserve those things. So yeah. But others of you, it's like, it's ending of a cycle with something, someone, or a contract. Like, you're very loyal and trustworthy. Like, a lot of you feel like, oh, I don't want to betray God, right? Like, I don't want to disappoint him or our creator or spirit because, you know, you're loyal, okay? A lot of you, God knows that. So that's why he's just waiting for you to, like, heal and get over this, like, move on. A lot of you move on in silence. That's really good. And this is why this person cannot, you know, it's just, they're very low vibration. And that was the lesson. They taught you a valuable lesson about, you know, knowing your worth, choosing yourself at the end of the day. No matter what other people's behavior, no matter what other divine contract they had. Especially because you were doing your divine mission and this person wasn't. And that's just what it is. Like, a lot of you, that's where the contract is. This person is getting replaced. Whatever, if it's a twin or high-level soulmate, it doesn't matter. They didn't fulfill the mission. They decided to stay comfortable, ignorant, silent for some of you. Some of you, they were vindictive. They were trying to do that on purpose to cause you some type of harm. No, it's not like innocent, like, oh, they were shy or couldn't, like, no. They're doing this on purpose. They know that it's going to create, and also it's arrogance. Like, they feel like, oh, they feel boastful because a lot of you are very good looking. Like, and not only just in the physical, like in spirit as well. So it's a blessing to have you as a partner or friend or whatever the hell this message is for. You know who I'm talking to. You know what message it is. This is not the first time you hear this. Absolutely not. So yeah, it's very loud and clear. So a lot of you, make sure you're doing all because they don't want this out because they're like, oh, fuck. So this is Spirit giving you, a lot of you, the tea, right? Yeah, the tea. Yeah, the tea is that everybody who is complicit with genocide has been recorded online. You will never be forgotten, right? Your silence and complicity as well. Those who are being paid to be influencers, to continue spreading lies, propaganda, and you know it is. You're just comfortable with the money. A lot of you, that's why we say you make a deal with the devil. It's financially, it's contract and stuff like that. So a lot of you curse your own self, right? You decided to choose money, just like all these motherfucking spiritualists who like constantly tarot readings and stuff like that. They read energy, but they can't read the energy of the actual things that can help you. A lot of you break generational curses, guide you in the right path, telling you the truth and clarity and justice, helping you to deal with fucking heavy propaganda and brainwashing and gaslighting and all the shit that it comes when you stand up to the real truth. Not colluded with distraction, not colluded with fake illusion, fake promises, and all this weird ass energy, like trying to benefit from other people's like suffering, because some people just watch spiritual things, even though I'm not saying it's not bad. I just constantly doing that and not talking about this, not using your time and energy to be an advocacy. Like every spiritual person that considers spiritual, you're supposed to have attached to you an advocacy, something that you're supposed to be doing for other people, not just yourself. You're supposed to be a voice for the oppressed. That's what Christ consciousness is. If you're not there and you call yourself divine feminine, divine masculine, you're not there. That's not the rank. You're ignoring doing the real work, shadow work, and decolonization that a lot of you don't want to do because it makes you uncomfortable, because you don't want to lose it. Like, we're all making sacrifices for the greater good of humanity and the planet and the truth to maintain it. Like, do you know how hard it is to maintain this fucking truth right now? A lot of you don't know. You don't know that we turn social media and the entity and all AI and all that shit that they designed to keep us fucking oppressed and fucked up, we turn it against them. You're not there because you haven't been in the struggle. You haven't been working on this. You haven't helped us. This is why you don't know. This is why a lot of you, you're ignorant as fuck. You're like, oh no, you're following, you haven't been, yeah, you're comfortable. We have turned this energy to help you guys discern the propaganda that is happening also in the real traditional media. They're just constantly lying. And that lie, when you don't know better, you do better, right? So when you don't know better, you're gonna fucked up. They want you to fucked up. This system is designed for you to fucked up, to stay stuck in karmic energy, because they feed off of that. They fear, doubts. Also, you supporting their propaganda and spreading that motherfucking bullshit. They're trying to erase a complete population of indigenous people in Palestine. And you're okay with that? You're saying that you're okay with that. You're saying that you're okay with that when you don't boycott. And God knows that. God is keeping track. Yeah. That's the message. You're supposed to be against the status quo, a system that has genocide, in that blood genocide, atrocity, stealing, ethnic cleansing people because their religion, race, whatever the fuck. There's no excuses. There's no excuses. Don't make excuses for these crazy psychopaths. Right? A lot of you are doing that. You're enabling this. And then when it affects you, when it gets to your house, then you care, right? We're telling you to care now, to care before it gets to, that's what we're saying. Because once that happens, it's too late. This is what's going on. It's too late for whoever didn't do the fucking work, and it's too late for a lot of y'all who all you're doing right now is sharing. Right? And I hope you are, because at least that lowers the karma that is coming. Or at least you're donating to families, you're sharing donations. You're trying to end this system, right? You're trying to, with your money, with your power. You have a voice with your money. Use it wisely. God is keeping track. I'm telling you, he's keeping track of all of it. All of it. And you think that, oh, nobody's gonna know. Oh yeah? The Creator knows. All these Zionist Catholic motherfuckers making money doing genocide and justifying what's going on out there, the taking over Palestinian land, and justifying with saying God, and then God, no, that's white supremacy. And you're contributing to that. And we're done with that. That's what we're saying. God, do what you must, you know. We did the job, we did what we're doing. Now is ending all this and shifting and changing. That's what you have to understand. And a lot of you, this is why certain energies cannot be around you, cannot be with you, because they're being replaced. They were supposed to be there. Absolutely. Yes, that you're right. Your intuition was right. But they didn't fulfill it. Just like a lot of people who didn't fulfill to not talk about genocide and stop this any possible way, use their platform, whatever niche, whatever. That was the test, and a lot of people fucking fail. You need to be okay with that. A lot of you, that's what Father Marica, yeah, deja la vaina, let it die. The friendship, the relationship, the family, whatever, just let it die. A lot of you is hard because a lot of you, these people are still alive. They're still, but you're supposed to cut them off. You're supposed to block them. That's it, until they learn their lesson. If they do learn it, he will tell you. You will go back to another, even if it hurts, even if you love, that's what it is. They're not supposed to be in your energy. They can't. They're not in the same frequency. They're not in the same level, and they're going to sabotage you and jeopardize you. Karmics, that's what they do. Jealous, envious people, that's what they do. No matter how much they love you. If they're not working on themselves, if they're not doing the shadow work and the colonization, they're going to, even consciously or unconsciously. This is why God is protecting you right now. A lot of you, once you heal and let this go, whoever this is, that's it. They're stuck in karmic veil and they're gonna stay there. Whoever this karmic is fucked up. It's the same thing with people getting stuck in relationship, jobs, or anything like that you know that they're not good. Like, that's what it is. There's a karmic debt. Everything. You gotta learn the lesson and stop repeating it. And yes, not do it again with not just yourself or any race or ethnicity or whatever the fuck, religion or whatever. It's everything. And white supremacy is really, it's toxic, it's demonic as fuck, and it's been here forever. That's why colonization is that. You guys should follow Jorge, man. Like, just with a couple words, this guy just waits. Like, he has that Merlin energy. You know Merlin? A lot of you, if you don't know who Merlin is, go study who Merlin is. He has it. You can tell. There's a lot of you who have Merlin. You can manifest, but you have to have a good heart and a good conscience and know your... Oh. Sorry, I almost got hit by a car. Didn't know the direction. They have to go in the wrong direction. There you go. Spirit protects you. Say, hey, wait. Right? A lot of you did that. You waited. You silently, like, okay, I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt, or they're gonna show up eventually. They're gonna pose, or they're gonna reach out, or they're gonna... No, they didn't. And they're not going to. And if they do, it's too late. Oh my God, guys. So 2227 could be significant, okay? So yeah, what I was trying to say, the channel message is that it will be too late, right? For some of you, for example, it's too late to pretend that you care when it took, now they're exposing it themselves, the war criminals, the psychopath, parasitic demons, fucked up, that we've been telling you for 2 years now that it needs to stop. We need to stop enabling this. They're literally exposing themselves. They don't care anymore. That's how bold they are. Because people who are silent, who didn't do shit, yeah, and then you complain about, so yeah, 85% of Gaza civilians have discovered that they're real, they're innocent. Of course they are. And it's not 85. Father guy keeps saying it's the 100%. They killed a lot of people. This is why I'm telling you, yeah, they're going to flee. They're going to be replaced, of course, but obviously the state of Israel is not going to exist, or should not exist. A lot of us, we are contesting that, or a lot of us who are in that energy, The Hague and everybody who is the Federal Court of Justice or any other country, you're going to vouch for that. UN and all that, sure. You can perform all your things that you're doing, absolutely. You can do what you got to do. That's what you're here for. That's what you work for. But that's what the energy is. It's like going to be replaced. But those war criminals, they're gonna flee. They're gonna fake their death. That's what my God keeps saying. They're going to fake their death. They're gonna flee. Okay, there's their plan. There's a plan that they're doing. This is why they're distracting with the whole, okay, we're gonna take this, we're gonna take that. No, it's a distraction because they don't know where they're gonna go. They don't know where they're gonna hide. They're trying to hide. They're going to hide. Also, the influencers and everybody who contributed to the genocide, not only in Palestine, Congo, and Sudan, they're gonna hide. There's nowhere you can hide, motherfucker. We know where you are. We know what you look like. And this is why the people from ICE, this is why they're covering their faces and stuff like that, because they also know these are people who are hired, who already are war criminals, by the way. They have done something, or the family have done something. They're in the KKK. Father God keeps saying, like, those people in ICE, they are war criminals, all of them. Trying to catch people who are telling the truth and justice and calling them out, exposing them. Yeah. So when you guys are calling them out, there needs to be tracking as well, just like we're tracking for the Hind Foundation, tracking war criminals and Zionist pedophilia, military motherfucking rapists, right? Pedos, right? They're being exposed and they don't like it, and that's what it is, because they want to continue doing the atrocities. They want to continue getting away with murder and evil stuff and stealing, right? And culture, ethnic cleansing. And this is their culture. This is why for a lot of us, we have to do all the heavy work. Most of the oppressed have to do the heavy fucking work that nobody wants to fucking do. Right? Not only exposing, educating, and sharing, and maintaining truth and clarity and justice above all else, maintaining our empathy and trying to shift systems that are not sustainable anymore, but also we have to deal with a society that it's bloodthirsty for not just like, they're bloodthirsty not only of their like they keep calling Palestinian Arabs, but like, you know, Arabs is there's Muslim, there's Palestinians, there's Sudanese, there's all Islamic origin, right? So these are energy, but we know that they're bloodthirsty, or the destiny swapping and trying to steal from the Palestinians to become them, right? We already know that's what Zionism is, really. I've already explained that a lot. If you don't understand what I'm trying to say, you can go back. There's multiple videos that explain that. I'm not justifying. I'm giving the cup to the people who need the cup, and those who, I just keep seeing that image of people closing their cup because they don't want, their cup is full with whatever bullshit they have. And once you guys have the good energy to cleanse their colluded energy, but they don't want to take it. So a lot of you just move on for the next person. There's other people who is going to appreciate your message, the thing that you're, the wisdom, the guidance and stuff like that. And that's what I do here. And that's why I appreciate all of you who stay here, who stick around, who, yeah, you not only fill the cup of yourself, but also you fill the cups of other people when you share, right? And also you educate people, you give that wisdom, and it spreads. The truth, it's more in the love, and the justice is more louder than lies and bullshit. So, and that too, lies and bullshit gets exposed very quick, very quick. A lot of you, because of your energy. So when you're doing the work, you also, it works for everybody. So that at the end of the day, make sure that when you love yourself and work on yourself, don't forget that when you give to others without expecting anything in return, it helps a lot of people. It's like it magnifies, right? So that's Christ consciousness. That's the energy that he's trying to, that's what he keeps saying. They're not listening when I tell them that they have to boycott, that they have to literally break the generational curse of Zionism, fucking white supremacy, and colonization that he's been trying to break ever since. And you guys are not fucking listening. You're still distracted. You're still using the technology now and all this fucking bullshit. And we have literally turned it against it already to also benefit ourselves and benefit others and still create equality even though they don't want to. We have done that. And if you don't know what the fuck I'm saying, you are not there. You didn't do the work. This is why I'm telling you, authenticity is shown. It will expose a lot of y'all. Your fake ignorance and acting like you know, pretending, it's gonna show. And it's really shameful and embarrassment at this point, right? Yeah. That's the heavy energy. All those of you, that's the heavy of someone feeling shame and embarrassed because they didn't choose the right path. They wanted to stay in that. They thought that, yeah. They thought they didn't do anything. They were ignorant, complicit as well. They didn't fulfill the mission because they thought it was too hard, or you were too hard, or some of you is easier to keep or something like that. So it's cheaper to keep or something like that. For some of you, they chose a karmic because that wasn't going to be too much work, but it turned out that it is. It will always be now, forever for this person. A lot of you, the contra is voice. So marica, let's go. Ya está bueno ya. Let this go. When you're ready, I know, but a lot of you start with the unfollowing and blocking on your phone or stuff like that. Like, start slowly, because there's an energy that still you feel it. Like, they miss you, they regret it, but also it's a karmic energy. If they're still stuck to a karmic and thinking of you or manifesting you, that's karma. More karma. Also, don't get attached with these people that are like, no, just as soon as they say they are not related, fuck that. No. A lot of you, that's it. You're gonna feel it. This person is just, they want to have your cake and eat it too. That's not how it works. Just like the system has been doing for 500 years now. Capitalism, that's it. They want to eat their cake and eat it too, and then eat other people's cake, right? And then those who they steal, they dehumanize them, they demonize them, they do all kinds of fucked up shit, so they don't expose the abuse that they endure by them stealing their, like, yeah. A lot of you're stuck in a situation like that. Glory be to God. Thank God this person rejected you, because that is a divine protection, okay? A lot of you are going to reject this person because they're not in the right mind. They're not in the right space. They haven't changed at all. They're still the same energy. They're just going to pretend that they have, you know. So this is not for everybody. Use your discernment. Some people will. Some people are standing up for stuff, for justice, and then that have bring them healing from addictive and fucked up shit. Like, trust that. But others of you, use your discernment, because there's someone coming back or telling you, no, they're getting replaced. It's just plain simple. They're getting replaced. You're going to have something better. You're going to have that energy that you deserve, that it was supposed to be from this person, from another. Yeah. They manifested that too, by the way. Their fear and doubt and staying in karmic relation, knowing that they're supposed to get the fuck out of there. And I don't care what they say that they have kids and stuff like that. Don't put kids, no. There's and a lot of people, that's it, like they don't want to deal with the, you know, co-parenting, right? Because single parentinghood in a system like this is impossible. Like it's super hard to survive, right? A lot of you survive that, and they're supposed to be in that, and they don't want to do it, because so that's why they stay in a karmic energy. That's why the contract is void for a lot of you. Some of you, there's no children. They just don't want, it's too hard. Well, that's it. It's going to be harder when they're no longer in their blessing. They're going to see somebody else with their blessing and all the stuff that they could have had, but they decided they're just comfortable, right? All those of you is that energy of not speaking the truth and stuff like that, and looking at people, how other people will look at them, and how the blessings and opportunities and jobs and good health someone is going to be for building equality, truth, and justice in the world. And not, you guys are like humble, but these people are filthy. Like everybody knows that they're a fucking cow or clown. Yeah. All their fake page and their social media, escalate, their big subscriber, their big followers, and that's not going to work. You will always be looked at as a genocidal psychopath enabler. That's what God is trying to tell you, that at least boycott, at least do something in the background, because, yeah, nobody get away from karma. Nobody at all. So that's the energy. Replacement. Watch out for war criminals fleeing from the karma, for their accountability again. And this time we're not going to let them. They're scared that a lot of people are going to look at them as who they really are. The mask is off. And a lot of y'all, they're scared that you guys are going to get everything back, land back, and everything from they stole from you.
I cannot wait until the day comes when being pro-Zionist or pro-Israel gets you doxxed. I can't wait until it gets you kicked out of college. Or better yet, I can't wait until you can't get a job, or lose brand deals, or lose opportunities in the entertainment industry, or get shunned by your friends, or all the things that anybody who has just advocated for justice and equality and a free Palestine and the end of mass murder of children in Gaza. We've had to experience these things. I can't wait until you psychopaths have to experience the same thing, because the tables are turning. People are waking up to the reality of this propaganda that has been shoved in our faces for long enough. It is coming. The tables will turn. And all of you who have been spewing this, quite frankly, Nazi-like rhetoric of murdering people or turning Gaza into a parking lot, until you can't get jobs, until you are shunned. I can't wait until you have to walk around in society covering up the fact that you supported genocide. It's coming.
So yeah, continue. Free Palestine, free Sudan, free all the oppressed. Okay, don't stop talking about it. It's working. Everything you were doing to not only break generational curse for yourself or for your community and everything like that, staying truthful and being clear to people, having boundaries. That's it. Boycotting, prioritizing other people who are suffering, the oppressed, while you also work on yourself and protect yourself, okay? Then that's it. I love you guys. I hope these help, and don't give up hope, okay? Don't give up to the enemy. That's the one thing you don't give in your love for yourself and for others, okay? And your planet. A lot of you keep going, okay?